What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the breakdown. So I'm just watching the last bit of this Ohio State versus Virginia Tech game. Looks like it's gotten good, but I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about the Texas Longhorns. The Texas Longhorns. Oh my goodness. I mean, I'm an OU fan, Oklahoma Sooners, and I'm starting to feel bad for Texas. I'm really starting to feel bad for Texas. I mean, you know, how much lower can you go? How much lower can you go? I believe they scored, 7 points at home? Gave up 40? It's almost like this is worse than last year's game. They did better on the road when they played against BYU. I mean, man, Texas is just absolutely terrible. So I guess it was. I mean, I know this is Charlie Strong's first year, but I mean, maybe it wasn't Mac Brown's fault. I mean, I guess you can only fault Mac Brown for recruiting most of those players, but this isn't going to change until Texas gets all those players that have that losing mentality out of there. I mean, it's no wonder Charlie Strong dismissed so many guys and suspended so many guys. If they can't do what they're supposed to do off the field, what makes you think they're going to do what they're supposed to do on the field? I mean, Texas has a talent problem, bad. You guys just might as well I'm about to watch Cowboy TD's video here in a second, but I saw the title of his video and he said, "Get used to it," and I agree with him. Get used to it. I mean, if you look at, although Texas beat Oklahoma last year, I wouldn't predict that to happen again this year. But although Texas beat Oklahoma last year, you look at the talent on Oklahoma's team and then look at the talent on Texas' team. It's night and day. You go back 10 years, 5, 6, 7 years ago, Oklahoma and Texas used to be identical when it came to talent. I mean, they used to have the exact same talent. I mean, they almost were like the same team, just with different players, different coaches. Not anymore. Texas is just, I mean, they have a talent problem. I mean, look at last year. I mean, they didn't even, I mean, come on, can you fathom the Texas Longhorns in the 2014 NFL draft? Not one single player from Texas was drafted. Not one. I mean, East Popcorn State probably had one player drafted. A Division II school, I'm sure, had at least one player drafted. Little small Division I's, Division II schools probably had a guy drafted. And Texas didn't get one guy drafted in last year's draft. That tells you a lot. So they have a talent problem. I'm not blaming Charlie Strong. I know that David Ash was out, but you can't use that because if you lose by that much without David Ash, I don't think David Ash is that great anyway. They probably wouldn't have won with David Ash. And, for all you Texas fans, it's not going to get any easier. You guys got to go up to Jerry World next week and play against UCLA. After you guys play Oklahoma, you're looking at probably a 2-4 record because you play UCLA next week. I'm telling you right now, they are not beating UCLA with or without David Ash. You might have a puncher's chance to beat them with David Ash. They're not beating UCLA without David Ash at all. And like I said, I only give them a puncher's chance to beat them with David Ash. Then after that, they got Kansas. So, I mean, I'll give Texas that much respect that, they may be able to beat Kansas. Then after that, they got Baylor. Not going to beat Baylor. I mean, they'll get blown out in that game. And then after that, they got Oklahoma. Oklahoma looks strong. I mean, I know Oklahoma hadn't played anybody. Oklahoma looks strong. I mean, Oklahoma looks strong. I bet Texas wouldn't have beat Tulsa the way Oklahoma beat them. So, and that's not saying a lot, but I mean, Texas is looking at being 2-4. I mean, they're looking at being bottom feeders of the Big 12. They're not going to beat Oklahoma State. Baylor's going to beat them. West Virginia looks, based off what I saw against Alabama, they look much improved. Oklahoma's much improved from last year, although Texas did, sneak up on beat Oklahoma last year, but I just don't, like I said, Oklahoma's much improved. I just don't see that happening. I mean, Oklahoma's got a quarterback this year, and I just don't see that happening. They're not going to beat Baylor. Texas Tech will beat them. You know, not going to beat Kansas State. Too fundamental. Kansas State's too fundamental for Texas. All I got to say is Texas fans, just get used to this. I mean, and, you know, when the glory days, if Charlie Strong's able to lead you guys back to the glory days, embrace it. Embrace it. But, you know, just get used to it. I mean, you guys, you know, when you guys lose games, don't complain. I mean, the Mac Brown days of playing for national championships, losing maybe a game or two a season, and competing for Big 12 championships, those days are over. Those days are over. So you guys might as well just get used to it now. And like Cowboy TD said, I'm about to go watch his video, but you guys just might as well get used to it. And that's about all I have to say. I'm starting to feel sorry for you guys. I mean, you guys are making the conference look bad. You know, I mean, I just made a video last week saying I thought, you know, about 7 or 8 Big 12 teams could compete. And, you know, I had Texas in there as one of those teams that could compete. Obviously not. So definitely making the Big 12 look bad. Man, I mean, a place like Texas, and they are that bad. I mean, that is terrible. But I'm out of here.